Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. This is now video 62 days in a row, which is crazy. And I want to share with you guys how much money I've made, how much more money I've made posting daily, and just share a little bit more of the behind the scenes. I've always viewed YouTube, at least for me as a creator, as it's not one-sided. Without you guys, the viewer, this doesn't exist for me, so who am I to not share this stuff with you guys? For those of you who aren't familiar with the channel, my name is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thank you very much for tuning in, doing a video a day here until this channel hits 100K. At least that's the plan, as long as I can sustain it. Doing a video a day is a grind like I have never seen before. But for those of you who are new, I was kind of thrust into this recently by losing my full-time job. And I decided that I would just give it a go at YouTube full-time and see what I could do with it. Now, it hasn't been easy, to say the least. It's been a massive change. But again, I just wanted to share with you guys what it is I'm seeing on this side of the camera with the creator side, and just pull back the curtain a little bit. So we are going to do that. What I decided to do was pull up the YouTube metrics and just run through it with you guys and show you. The way that I have this separated out is the blue is the last 60 days, the purple is the 60 days before that. Now, before we go down that rabbit hole, the channel is, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and when I started it a long time ago, I had virtually no direction. Just wanted to get into YouTube just because it was kind of fun. It taught me something new, and I actually started doing it as a way to get better at public speaking, because in my construction career that I had, I really had never needed to do any public speaking, but I knew I wanted more. And I also was a little bit unhappy in my career at the time, and I thought, if I get into YouTube, maybe it'll help me be a better public speaker, and maybe I'll build some bridges into some cool new things. So it was really done with intent, but also not really sure what I wanted to do with the channel, if that makes any sense. So over the course of time, this channel has had different phases of seriousness, if you want to call it that. Around 2018 is probably when I would say that I really gave it my first serious attempt at looking at YouTube as potentially a thing that could stand on its own as well. So this channel, over that time frame, right here it says since December 8th of 2015. Again, I wasn't posting videos consistently since then, but all in, this channel has 26.1 million views, which is like, blows my mind to think that 26.1 million people have viewed my content. 1.3 million hours of watch time, and we are currently sitting at 78,332 subscribers. And yes, this channel has made over $157,000 over that time frame. And again, that's, if we go to the money, you'll see it early on, it was basically nothing. But this is actually the really important part of how I viewed YouTube. If you look at these numbers here, I remember vividly back in like 2016, looking at days, seeing like 20 cents or 8 cents or 5 cents or 10 cents, just these little small numbers, and always thinking that, like, wow, a penny could be a nickel could be a dime, a dollar, 10 bucks, so on and so forth. And I always just viewed it that way, as like, wow, that's really weird. I come from really humble beginnings, so the idea that like any video would make any money just felt very foreign to me. And over time, you know, those turn into dollars, exactly like I had sort of saw early on. And I didn't really think anything of it until we started getting to about the $50 to $60 range, where I was like, man, 50, 60 bucks a day, like, that's interesting, because a lot of that money was coming in from older videos, and I was like, I'm making money while I'm sleeping. Wow. So now we start getting into like bigger numbers, when we start getting into like, I think, what was this one day here? Sunday, December 18th of 2022, $622. I was like, wow, what happened? And obviously it was kind of off to the races from there. And I'll talk about total money and stuff. We'll get deeper into that when I get into like how much I've made in the last 60 days compared to the other, 60 days before that. This is always an interesting one to look at, that 95.6% of views come from non-subscribed people. So to any of those people who like have commented, and there's only been a couple of them who are like, man, this video a day is not for me, I can't keep up. understand that if I only made videos that were for my current subscribers, that would be basically only 4% of the people that are watching the channel. So as a YouTuber who's trying to grow a platform, I'm also trying to reach that other 95% and convert them too. So I'm always trying to balance content for current subscribers, content looking for new subscribers, and then also content for me where I don't really necessarily even care how it performs, which is something I always try to make sure that I'm doing for myself, because if it's not fun for me, then you guys aren't going to watch the videos, and then it's not fun for anybody. So obviously, being in the power sports, motorsports, automotive segment, my audience is 95.4% male, 4.4% female, and I always joke about it that the 4.4% female are probably wives that have set up YouTube accounts on their husbands' phones because their husbands are in the 55 plus age range and don't know how to use YouTube. So, but if there's legitimate females in the audience beyond my wife and my mother, I would be interested to know. So first, we'll look at like the number that I think is really important to set the tone for how much of a change a video a day makes compared to what my old cadence was. So if you look at the last 60 days, I've posted 70 videos. So I've done a video a day, but I've also done some shorts. I don't count shorts as a video per day because I feel like shorts are lazy, but I have posted some shorts, so it's 70 videos. Compared to the 60 days prior, which was more typical to my output, which is actually probably that period of time was maybe even a little bit lower, but we'll call that normal, 16 videos. So it is, I mean, 6 to 7 times the effort that I've put in for the last 60 days. But that gives you kind of an idea when you're hearing the rest of these numbers. When you see the 60 days prior, before I started doing a video a day, just know that it was only based on really 16 videos. So let's go to views. So 16 videos in that 6-month or 60-day period yielded 312,000 views versus a video a day, we are around 915,000 views. So 3 times the views for 6 times the amount of effort, if that's how you want to kind of view that. It's certainly not one-to-one, but it is absolutely significant. So in that same time frame, let's go to the one you guys care about the most, and I'll probably see the views drop off after this revenue period. But looking at the revenue month by month, so that 60-day period with only posting 16 videos, I made $3,696, and doing a video a day has basically doubled that to $6,565. There's been some videos in there that have gone viral, at least viral for my channel. Specifically, the GPS tracker and the U-Haul trailer videos are doing very well. But that's kind of the whole point of a video per day, especially for a smaller channel. I say smaller channel. My channel is relatively large compared to others. But for this size channel, the goal is putting more content out there in hopes that the algorithm picks up one of them versus the other. And really the way this works is that I had somebody ask me earlier today, like, why are you pushing 100,000, like for the 100,000 subscriber mark? Does that matter, like how much money you make? Not really, but kind of, because the idea is that when you hit publish on a video, if you have 5 subscribers, only 5 people are initially going to see that video, and that's a very small portion of people for the YouTube algorithm to try to figure out, like, do people like this video or not? So when you have 50,000 subscribers, that's more eyeballs on the video immediately. When you have 100,000 subscribers, that's just more eyeballs. So like, it does impact it, but the revenue comes from views. Every time you guys watch a commercial on YouTube, the creator makes like a fraction of a penny. But when you start talking about 28 million views, that fraction of a penny becomes a significant amount of money, and that's how the YouTube ad revenue works as well. Now, I also make money off of affiliate sales. I'm not diving into that in this video. I might in another video. Let me know if you're interested to know how that stuff works. There's actually more money to be made on the affiliate sales side than there is on the YouTube ad revenue. But I always focus on the YouTube ad revenue as like the bread and butter, even though it's not the biggest portion of it, because it's like, it's kind of what the whole business is like built around, I guess, if you want to call it the business. So those are those numbers. Let's see, what else is interesting to share here? Subscribers. This is where you start seeing the level of effort really paying off. Before a video day, just under 1,200 subscribers. Now that I'm doing a video a day, 4,200 subscribers. That is a pretty significant jump, to say the least. And that is kind of that push to the 100,000 subscriber mark. And I'll tell you guys, honestly, the whole reason why I want to hit 100,000 subscribers, I want that stupid plaque. I've been working at this for so many years. I know a lot of creators like that, I don't want to say, maybe you'd say get lucky, who hit that 100,000 subscribers mark fast, sort of like open those plaques and treat them like they don't matter because they kind of got there like an easy way. Not everybody gets there an easy way, but I've seen people who have kind of like gotten there the easy way, get that plaque, don't realize the significance of it, and then shortly thereafter end up quitting because then they hit the real YouTube, which I think I have been living in the entire time, which is a very difficult grind. So it's important to me, and it's just something that I want to get to. So let's go to, let's see, what else might you guys be interested in? Now, here's what's interesting. Going back to the subscribers thing, this is one that I always talk about, subscribers gained versus lost. I always feel like I'm like trading off audience because I post a motorcycle video, truck people leave. I post a truck video, side-by-side people leave. I'm kind of all over the place, but it's okay. So if you look, subscribers gained from when I was not doing a video a day, 1,600. When I am doing a video a day, 5,100 versus subscribers lost. This is where you start weighing out, like, is what I'm doing losing too many subscribers? And I say no. Basically, 422 when I was only posting 16, and 855. And I think that's actually a staggering number. The subscribers lost is double, but I've been doing 6 times the amount of work, which means that that metric means that less people are leaving due to the dailies than what you might anticipate. And that's kind of an important one. So I appreciate that. You guys who have stuck around, it's makes me feel good to see that number. So again, thank you very much. And then let's see, are people not liking the content that I'm posting now? 97.5% likes versus dislikes to 98.3%. So like, it really hasn't changed all that much, which is also important to see. So that means that people are kind of getting down with what it is that I'm putting out for content, and I also appreciate that as well. And I'll show you guys here, this is, I guess, what's most important for dude who started doing YouTube full time. Let's go to May, so we'll look at last month. Last month made $3,595 off YouTube ad revenue. That does not come anywhere close to replacing my full-time income, but it's not zero. And I think that's the most important part of, you know, the question that I get asked from people now about, like, how difficult has this been for a transition from full-time, pretty good paying job to full-time YouTuber. It's been tough. The revenue it's not fantastic, but I also have affiliate sales on top of that. And it's just really made a dramatic impact on how our family does our budgeting, because prior to this whole being a full-time YouTuber, I was the breadwinner, but I mentioned this in the live stream last night. I'm lucky my wife has a really good job. She has medical coverage for us because of her good job. So it put a strain on the household for sure, but right before this whole thing happened, I paid off the Harley Davidson. I make all of my truck payments out of the YouTube revenue. I'm picking up some other household bills out of the revenue that I can also call business expenses, and just kind of had to change the way we look at things for the time being. Am I going to be successful at being a full-time YouTuber? I don't know. You guys you're currently on this journey with me, and I will share with you guys when I get to that point that I can say I did it. So right now I'm at the phase of living a dream, but it's also kind of a nightmare because it's not the same situation that I was in before. And when I can get to the point, and I will get there if with all effort I can put into it, that I'll be able to make a video, maybe it's 10 days from now, maybe it's 90 days from now, saying that I am finally replacing my full-time income and doing it in a way where I'm making content that I think you guys want to watch. And not every video you guys are going to watch. This one may not do very well. They usually don't. These inside baseball YouTube videos don't usually perform super well. But, and then I take random stabs at stuff. This evaporative cooler, I was at Home Depot yesterday. I bought it and was like, I'm going to make a video about this randomly. And that video did all right. I don't know, we'll see how it does over time. And by the way, it's 110 degrees outside. Let's do my evaporative cooler check. 109.3 degrees outside and 92 degrees inside the garage. So I'm living my best life out here. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Again, I just wanted to make a video just pulling back the curtain a little bit more and share with you guys how this whole journey's been going. So again, with that said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow.